In this video, I'll just do a very brief review of some terminology. So the word phenotype refers to the form that is taken by a particular trait or characteristic. When Mendel did his work, he looked at the pea plant and he looked at different phenotypes, like whether the seeds were round or wrinkled, whether they were yellow or green, whether the pods were yellow or green, whether the flowers were purple or white. This term phenotype is very broadly used for human traits as well as traits of any living organism. So one of the main outcomes of Mendel's work was his discovery and hypothesis that genes come in pairs. This is now well accepted, for majority of genes do in fact come in pairs, and every individual in a species has two of each gene. One of those genes is on one of the homologous chromosomes, one is on the other homologous chromosome, as shown here. Genes can also come in different forms or different versions, and these different versions of a particular gene are called different alleles of a gene. When two different alleles are present within an individual, oftentimes, not always, but very frequently, one of those alleles is the one that determines the phenotype, and the other allele is unexpressed. So it's present, but it's not showing its phenotype. The allele that determines the phenotype when you have two different alleles would be called the dominant allele, and we would always denote that by a capital letter, for example, capital A in this case. The allele that is present and unexpressed, is kind of hiding, is called the recessive allele. If you have an individual with two of the same allele, that would be called a homozygote. And if you have an individual with two different types of alleles, for example, a big A and a little a, that would be called a heterozygote. Finally, the term genotype is used to describe the specific alleles that a particular individual has.